And they have the new sports bar, the End Zone. And we've been over there several times. You'll love it. They have Tito's Handmade Vodka, Heineken, among other things. The End Zone Sports Bar, they did a great job with it. They moved the blackjack tables down. They have the most comfortable chairs of any sports bar I've ever been in, which to me, they already did a good job, but that was the grand slam and the icing on the cake. Again, new sports bar, Ameristar Casino in Vicksburg. It's called the End Zone. It's a great place on Friday once you get out of the house. It's 40 minutes away to watch college football and, of course, the NFL on Sunday, but college football on Friday and Saturday.
You know, me and Big Raj are actually planning on heading out there.
Are you?
No, he was talking about it the other day. He said he wanted to ride on out there on Thursday. So I have to ride out there with Big Raj and see what he's got, see what he's made of. Now, if he's wearing the fedora, I'm not going with him.
Why? I think the fedora's cool.
I don't know how I feel about the fedora. I
think it's cool. I think they did it. Sopranos.
No, they did it right.
Godfather. I think Drew Brees wears one all the time.
He does.
I think that. Who's the dude that was married to Demi Moore?
Yeah, okay. I'm not.
Young dude, Ashton
Kutcher.
Yeah.
I'm not taking shots at fedoras.
Dude, I can't believe you went there knowing that your boy Drew Brees. In fact, the one time I hung out with him here, when the Saints used to have their what's it called? Training camp?
Yeah.
He had one on.
I'm not taking shots at fedoras. I just don't see Roger as a fedora guy. I see Roger as a Pontotoc cowboy hat guy.
Okay. That's interesting. Well,
probably blaring some Waylon Jennings the whole way to the Vicksburg.
That's not Raj. But I like Waylon. I like Willie Waylon and Cash and all those dudes.
That's right.
Who would be your number one candidate? Who would be your number one candidate if Jimbo Fisher leaves Florida State to go to LSU? Would it be James Franklin? Would it be Mark D'Antonio? Would it be Mike Gundy? They're not going to pay $10 million to go get Bobby Petrino. So we welcome in Dave Bartoo, CFBmatrix.com, and he joins us on the New Belgium Fat Tire Hotline. Bartoo, what's happening? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Well, I wasn't even expecting the call, so it's like impromptu show. I love it. I would crawl to Tallahassee for that job. Who wouldn't?
Amen to that.
Top 3 job, and I think that's what a lot of people are hanging on with Franklin or with Fisher is that he won't leave. It's a top 3 job, but something emotionally, if he doesn't want to be there, he doesn't need to be because he's already done it, right?
Right.
He's already won a national title at Florida State. He's got nothing left to prove. He's got generational money already. So, if LSU makes him happy, good on you, Jimbo. Go for it. I don't have a lot of faith in the guy. I think he's about average. It's going to really depend on the coordinators. Now, obviously, they already have Aranda there. You bring in a good offensive coordinator, but I'm not as high on Fisher is as probably a lot of people are.
You and Brad Edwards.
He goes to LSU.
Brad Edwards, who loves your work. We were talking about or your thoughts on the job. And I said, Brad, Bartoo is not as high on Jimbo as other guys, these national analysts that don't do the work, the analytics and stuff. And he said, I agree. He said he's not an elite coach. And he said he's good, and he's proven that he can win it. But he was on the same page as you, Bartoo.
Yeah, I think LSU can do better, but something. I mean, look at the LSU hire fire process of Miles. What did it take? 24 months of barf out of the edge roller coaster? I mean, what a mess. So why should it be done any different at this point? The nice thing about Fisher, from an athletic director standpoint, and there's a big political game with this as well, right?
No doubt.
If he hires Fisher and Fisher fails, nobody can be mad at him, right?
That's right.
Just everybody wanted him. Tom Herman. Whoever hires Tom Herman, it's a home run for the athletic director because there's a no-fail clause in that. Hey, look, sorry he didn't work out. We couldn't get Orlando to come with him, couldn't get Applewhite to come with him, but everybody wanted him. So it's athletic director political points, too. When you bring the guy in, everybody wants Because if it goes sideways, then you get to try again and not get fired.
Dave Bartoo, talking coaching carousel. CFB Matrix, at CFB Matrix on Twitter. So, Bartoo, if the Florida State job opened up, I'm just going to throw some names out, and I'd like to know what Bartoo would do as the athletic director at Florida State. Would you hire Franklin? Would you hire D'Antonio? Would you hire Bielema now that he's somewhat turned around? He's 13-5 in his last 18 SEC games. Gundy. Who would Dave Bartoo, if you can't get Petrino, and you know that Harbaugh and Saban and Meyer and those guys are off the table, who would you target, Bartoo?
Dude, you just mentioned Petrino and Florida State in the same sentence. Oh my God, dude! I would put money in a GoFundMe just to get him to do that. I would love that. But I mean, seriously, how exciting would that be? Petrino and Florida State. The only thing I could think that would be more exciting is Chip Kelly and Florida State.
Ooh, that's tasty, as you would say. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the evil Dave would love that, because I mean, it would just be, it'd be over. In my opinion, it would. You think Oregon was fast? Just imagine. Just as fast, except everybody's 20 pounds bigger. It would be freaky, but I digress. When you go through all of those names you went through there with Franklin, with Gundy, you know something is, I think the guy, to me, that would be the best fit of all those guys you just mentioned, and I think he'd be awesome at Notre Dame as well, as long as he could bring his coordinators. I love Bielema. And I've said it on your show before, even when he was sub 500, I was telling everybody, he's doing a great job at Arkansas. This guy knows how to win football games. He's a smash-mouth guy. He's already in the Southeast. So, you know, he's closer to that Florida panhandle than, let's say, Gundy. You know, I'm a little bit of a Franklin homer. I'm pro-Franklin.
Yeah.
Especially after this year, because I was really down on his offensive coordinator hire. I did not like it. I thought it was a really big risk. And he obviously evaluated that well. It turned out good. So I was having my trepidations with him, but I think he's been able to turn that corner in the fourth year. But see, at Florida State, though, you don't get 4 years to turn the corner. Okay? It has to happen right now. So no matter who they hire, you know, whether it's Bielema, if this comes to pass, it's got to be a guy that is proven to be able to be kind of like a Harbaugh, where if the talent's there, they're good immediately. You know, and so I think Bielema's a guy that could do that. I don't know if Gundy could do that because he's never been put in that situation to have to be good immediately. That's why when you bring up Petrino, holy moly. I mean, if all those guys leave Clemson and Petrino walks into Florida State with all that talent, they're favored to win the conference right out of the gate. They probably are even with Fisher, but even more so in my opinion.
Dave Bartoo, CFBmatrix.com on the Out of Bounds show, talking coaching carousel. Dave, this could be a ripple effect, man. I mean, LSU, if FSU opens, Texas, if Houston opens, then you'll have other jobs open. We don't know what's going to happen with Jim Mora Jr. You know, who knows where this could go, right? Domino effect?
Well, exactly. Kelly, how does Brian Kelly still have the support of everybody? I mean, I don't even want to see the pictures he has in his wallet because they must be gross to keep his job right now. I mean, you're talking his only decent year. The NCAA just wiped it out on academic fraud. I mean, it's a tire fire, you know. And this year, I could probably make a good argument that this is the single worst talent to schedule performance of this century at Notre Dame.
Good grief.
That's how bad it is. Well, look who they've lost to. Number 65 recruiter in Duke.
Navy.
Right? Navy, who recruits in the 100s. Okay? You know, you look across the board. Yeah, okay, there's been worse, you know. Chiswick, 3-9, right? But that was in the SEC. They had to play Alabama, LSU. You know, they had to play State. They had to play Arkansas. They had to play Ole Miss. Notre Dame, who they had to play? Basically nobody. Nothing. They had the easiest schedule compared to their talent of anybody in the country. I had them rated number 1. That's why I thought they were a playoff team. They were a top 10 recruiter that had the easiest schedule in comparison to their talent level, and they just yacked all over it. And Kelly, since he's been there, he's only had one positive coach effect season. That was that little mystical 12-0 run that they had, and they got lucky even at home by beating Pitt. The guys underperformed the entire time. Now you have academic fraud. There's another domino that could fall. Remember how I tweeted a few months ago that I expected 5 top 10 recruiters to rotate?
Yeah.
Okay. Florida State, what do we have on deck right now? Florida State, LSU, Texas, Notre Dame. I expected USC to rotate it, and they're obviously not because Helton's doing a really good job. Underestimated that one. Golf clap for him. But still, you're talking possibly 4 of the top 10 recruiters in the country rotating their head coaching position in the next 30 days.
Dave Bartu, CFB Matrix, talking coaching carousel and where this, what could happen with the James Franklin at Penn State, who's 9-2. And as Bartu said, they had sanctions, went through the Sandusky-Paterno scandal. He won 8 games 3 years in a row at Vanderbilt. Never happened. And, of course, Bielema with Dan Enos. D'Antonio, proven track record, Gundy, among others. I think Petrino's going to stay where he is because of the buyout. And, boy, if UCLA opens up, we're talking major, major ripple effect. I don't think Chris Peterson or David Shaw are going to consider leaving the West Coast, Dave. You never know, but I just don't get the sense or the feel that those guys will leave Seattle or the Bay Area, even for a Florida State-type job, like you said, that top 5 job.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Shaw's an alumni at Stanford, and Peterson's building something at Washington. So, and they've been on the West Coast their whole life, so that's a long ways to go. I don't think that would be a good fit.
What jumped out at you with the latest college football playoff rankings, if anything?
Okay, are you sitting down?
Yes.
You ready for my conspiracy theory? Okay, folks, you just people, you walk through this with me because this is my conspiracy hypothesis this week. Okay? You know how we model the rankings. We go through and model the rankings each week, and I posted them before the rankings came out. Now, we're never 100% right, but look at where we are wrong. Okay? We had Clemson over Michigan. Now, does it matter what order those are in? It really doesn't, right? But we modeled Clemson over Michigan. But Michigan stayed ranked higher than Clemson. Okay? We had USC modeled over Oklahoma State. Now, USC, are they playing a ranked team this week? No, they're not. Is Oklahoma State playing a ranked team this week? They are. Oklahoma State is the second team that isn't in their right spot. The next team that isn't in their right spot that we modeled, Florida. They, like Oklahoma State, are up 2 spots higher than modeled. And who does Florida play? Florida State. Oh, yeah. Just keep going right down the list. Utah. We did not model Utah a top 25 team. We modeled them 26. What number are they? 2 positions higher, which sets up a ranked Utah against a ranked Colorado. So what we saw here is the 5 teams, actually there's 6, but the first 5 teams that we missed on 1 spot for Michigan and 2 spots for everybody else. And coincidentally, they're all playing a ranked team above them. What's juicier, Colorado 10, unranked Utah? Colorado 10, Utah 24.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Florida State 13, Florida 17, or Florida State 13, Florida 15. Oklahoma State, 9-10 versus 9-12.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pure coincidence, I'm sure. It's a pure coincidence that the only teams that are out of place are playing a ranked team above them, and it makes a better hyped game. The 6th team, and here's your CYA, here's your cover your butt, okay? Because who gets in the New Year's Six Bowl? Highest ranked conference winner of a G5, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Boise, are they in control of their destiny? No. If Wyoming wins, Boise doesn't win their conference. Okay. Is Houston in control of their destiny? No. Houston is not in control of their destiny. Now, if Western Michigan loses in their conference championship game, who's there to back up the committee for a top 25 team? Nobody, right? Because Boise doesn't win. So enter at number 25,
Navy,
the team that is most likely to win the AAC, Navy. There is, boom, 5 teams plus Navy. That is my entire conspiracy theory for the rankings. Because everybody else, is exactly where they're supposed to be.
I love
Now,
it.
somebody will say, Dave, Auburn's at 13, Alabama's 11, exactly where they're modeled. I agree, but Auburn's also the highest-rated three-loss team available. That, to me, is how everything was set up this week.
All right. That's the college football playoff rankings for Bar 2. 30 seconds, Bar 2. One more coach.
Yeah.
Mike McIntyre at Colorado.
You know something, people bringing his name up, but scares me a little bit. I think, number one, you have to look at the system. Is he going to fit? And, yeah, it's great at Colorado, but is it a one-hit wonder? One-hit wonders scare the hell out of me. I know he did good things at San Jose State, but are you going to take one lightning in a bottle year with an incredibly down Pac-12 and bring him in to run your team to a national title? Because at LSU, that's what you're hiring for, right, is a national title. That is a huge risk to take, in my opinion.
Okay. Hey, bud, we appreciate the hit, and have a happy Thanksgiving, man.
You too, man. Thanks for giving me a call. Love it.
All right. Thanks, Dave Bartu on the New Belgium Fat Tire Hotline. Follow Dave on Twitter at CFB Matrix. We'll take a break. We'll wrap it.